Hello, it's PSYCHOCORE. Sisyphus smiles, finding meaning in the absurd. Albert Camus' The Myth of Sisyphus is not just a philosophical essay. It is a challenge, a rebellion, a call to awaken. It begins with a question that shocks by its honesty. Is life worth living? Camus does not seek comfort in easy answers. He faces the absurd head-on. The absurd being the contradiction between our desire for meaning and the silence of the universe. We search, we ask, we strive, and in return we hear only the echo of our own voices. This tension, this unresolvable dissonance, is at the heart of human existence. To illustrate this absurd condition, Camus turns to Sisyphus, the tragic figure from Greek mythology condemned by the gods to roll a boulder up a mountain, only for it to roll down again each time he reaches the top. Forever. No escape, no hope, no reward. At first glance, this seems like the ultimate punishment. Eternal futility. Pointless labor. But Camus does something radical. He reframes the myth. He suggests that Sisyphus, fully aware of his fate, fully conscious of the futility of his task, may in fact be content, even happy. This idea turns everything upside down. In a culture that worships success and outcome, how can failure and repetition be meaningful? Camus tells us, it is not the task, but the awareness that matters. The moment Sisyphus accepts his fate without illusions, he becomes greater than it. He becomes free. Sisyphus is not a slave. He is a rebel. His strength lies in his defiance. Each time he walks back down the mountain, he knows exactly what awaits, and yet he continues. He embraces the struggle without hope, without lies. This, for Camus, is heroism. To live with eyes open, to say yes to life, even when it offers nothing in return. Camus' vision of rebellion is not one of violence or revolution, but of clarity. A philosophical revolt against despair. He rejects suicide, which he sees as a confession that life is too much to bear. He also rejects false hope, religious or ideological systems that promise meaning where there is none. Instead, Camus offers a third way: lucid defiance. To live fully in the face of the absurd. To wake up each morning knowing the boulder is still there, and to push it anyway. This is not cynicism. It is not nihilism. It is a passionate affirmation of life as it is. Camus writes, "There is no fate that cannot be surmounted by scorn." In that sentence lies a profound liberation. If the absurd cannot be changed, then the only freedom we have is how we respond to it. And here, Sisyphus smiles. Not because he is blind, but because he sees clearly. He understands that the climb is his own. The rock is his burden, yes, but also his responsibility, his choice. In this, Camus gives us a model for our own lives. How often do we find ourselves in loops, waking, working, chasing, falling back, starting over? The modern world is filled with endless repetition. And yet, Camus asks, what if we stop running from it? What if we face it with courage, with humor, with awareness? There is a dignity in persistence, a beauty in endurance. When we stop demanding final answers and instead live each moment fully, we reclaim our power. Each act of kindness, each moment of love, each breath of creation, none of them eternal, none of them guaranteed, becomes a spark in the darkness. These are our rebellions. These are our smiles at the foot of the hill. Sisyphus teaches us that happiness is not something given. It is made, forged in the fire of struggle, chosen, not found. He shows us that we do not need gods, or rewards, or perfect lives to live meaningfully. The absurd is not the end. It is the beginning. A door that opens when illusions fall. And behind that door, not despair, but freedom. The freedom to live without pretending, to love without needing guarantees, to create without fearing failure. Sisyphus is all of us, and like him, we walk the path again and again. But now, we can choose how we walk it, with resentment, or with resolve, with closed eyes, or with vision. And if we dare, like Camus suggests, we can even walk it with joy. So, push the rock, climb the hill, and when it falls, walk down smiling. You are alive. You are aware. And that is enough. Matters, because it does.